So I spend money to promote my music, and so far I am definitely in the red economically. I spend more money on promoting my music compared to the amount I get in from streams and all of that. But that said, I'm actually starting to see some trends now economically that might suggest that this is moving the right way, meaning return on investment from only streams. We are going to take a look at them today. I'm mostly going to talk about numbers today. I'm also aiming for full transparency, so I'm not here to sell you a course, get you to sign up to my newsletter, buy my book or something else. I'll get into the numbers shortly, but first I need to actually tell you what I'm doing promotion-wise. What is it that I'm actually paying for here? The easy answer is just I buy meta ads to promote my music. So the ads are shown to Instagram users, and the ads might look something like this. So interested people then click these ads, they get to a landing page, and from that landing page they can click to Spotify, Apple Music or other places. So I do everything myself, from setting up the ad account to making the actual graphics for the ad and planning the schedule and budget and everything. I only do promotion this way. This is the only type of promotion I do. I don't buy placements on playlists, I don't use SubmitHub, or I don't use any shady submission services on Fiverr to artificially increase my streams numbers. I'm only using meta ads for promotion. Sometimes I just post content on Instagram and TikTok, just organic stuff, but I haven't really cracked the code there yet, so it doesn't work that good. I started doing promotion like this about 3 years ago, following the advice of Andrew Southworth here on YouTube and some others. And let's just take a look at the numbers. In 2023, I used a total of $1,768 on ads, and earnings from streaming that year was $687. So this gives me a return on investment of minus or negative $1,081. In 2024, I used actually less on promotion. I used $1,638 on ads, and my streaming earnings in 2024 was $1,065. So that gives a return on investment of negative $573. And now in 2025, when I'm recording this video, I have so far used $1,088 so far, and my earnings from streams in 2025 is $821. So this gives a return on investment of negative $264 so far, at least. So the trend is showing me that if I keep doing what I do, at some point I could get to a point where I get a positive return on investment only from streaming and nothing else. I don't have any merch, I don't have any Patreons, I don't sell courses. These are earnings only from streaming. So is this going to work for the foreseeable future all the time in many years to come? I don't know, because the ad landscape could change. Certainly Facebook changes all the time. Instagram could change. Music could change in terms of AI and everything. But as long as the numbers seem to be numbering, I'm obviously going to keep doing this type of promotion as long as the trend moves towards positive return of investment, where it more or less perhaps can pay for itself. But to keep growing this, I actually need to keep releasing music that resonates with people. That's a big part. That's not always easy. I'm sure you know about that. You have to release preferably every 4 to 7 weeks or so. That's not something I do. I can't just churn out good tracks in that short amount of time. I just can't, and I won't. And also I find that if an ad doesn't work, meaning it's expensive to get conversions, it's probably something with the track that people don't really resonate with the music or the actual track I made. So that's also the reality, and sometimes on a few of my releases actually. Sometimes it's just a miss, and the promotion tactics and the ads just doesn't work. And in those cases, I might just dial back the ad budget and save it for another track perhaps. The way I see an ad or a track not working is that, well, it's just that it costs too much to advertise it, so, and the engagement is low. That's something that happens sometimes. That happens more than I would want to say, but it does. I don't have a lot of tracks doing good, but some of them do, and we are going to take a look at them. Many years ago, I took some advice I regret taking. The advice was from someone in, wouldn't say music industry, but someone who was fairly successful, that said that you should just keep creating great music and you will get there. I mean, whatever that means. I don't think that was working for me. I don't think me sitting passive here doing nothing other than creating music and silently uploading it to streaming places would have given me one track with almost 500,000 streams, another track with over 100,000 streams now, and 3 others with 50,000 streams each, and a lot of tracks with over 10,000 streams. I know this is not a video of a guy that has made like 4 million streams, but I mean, this is success for me. I think this is fun, because my Spotify profile was 0 streams or like 10. So yeah. And this is only from Spotify. I mean, it's also being streamed on Apple Music and, I mean, other music platforms people use without me really promoting the music much anymore. So that's sort of the thing with this music promotion, because when you have promoted a track, you have sort of given all of the information to Spotify or Apple Music or all of those places, and now it's sort of up to them to hopefully put the track into their algorithms and keep the streams going. And I will show that in Spotify for Artists later in this video, where we can take a look at a few of those tracks. So if you want to earn like $3,000–4,000 a month from Spotify, you need about 1 million-ish streams a month from like high-paying Spotify countries. If you just have one track, well, that means that the track needs 33,000 streams each day. But if you have more tracks, it gets easier. If you have 100 tracks, each track needs about 330 streams every day. If you have 200 tracks, 165 streams every day on each track. Yeah, you get the point. So the point of promoting a track is to give streaming services information about people that like your style of music, or at least that's one aspect of it. So initially, when you run an ad campaign, you are paying for streams, more or less. But you will also, I mean, also depending on how good your track is, get onto algorithmic playlists. And this is exactly what will give you streams after your ad campaign have ended. So when Spotify and other streaming services now knows who likes your particular track, it gets easier for them to recommend your music to other people through the algorithmic playlists in Spotify, like Radio and Release Radar and Discover Weekly. But I think Discover Weekly is actually getting less traction these days, but at least Radio. So from 2023 to 2024, I used about $142 each month on promotion, and everything I get paid from streams, I funnel directly into promotion again. I don't bank or cash any on my earnings from streaming. Everything I get from streaming gets reinvested. And this year in 2025, I'm stepping up the budget a little bit as well. I am adding some from my job income, and the earnings from DistroKid enables me to run campaigns over $500 or more, unless it's performed really poorly, in which case I will stop the campaign and just use it for another track. So we have talked a lot about numbers now, but I think that's important to do. But my goal with music production is not necessarily to be sort of a famous artist or stand on big stages around the world. I don't think I am cut out for that. But if my music can give me some side income, I am really happy about that. And this promotion type is one way to try getting there. That's the way I am trying right now and what I have experience about. And since this is my solo project, I also keep every type of revenue to myself. I don't have to share anything with a writer, producer, a label, or someone else. And I always try to focus on the actual music first, of course, but when I make the ads and I make the graphics and when it's time for release day to test these out, that's actually an exciting day, because the promotion parts give you more or less instant feedback on how your release is going. And itself, it's pretty cool to watch how it unfolds. So I can think of 1,000 worse things to spend $400 or $500 a month on. I mean a big car payment, you eat a lot out, credit card payments. Do you have too much synthesizers? Maybe. Yeah, you get the deal. But let's take a quick look at Spotify for artists, and I can sort of show you some of the songs I have promoted and what the results are. Here is a list over my most popular songs, and I'm going to select all time here so you can see the streams and everything. So the most popular one is called Deep Structures. It was released in March 2023, so a few years ago, and it has 428,000 streams. And on this particular track, I used Facebook to promote it, and as we can see here, I have the Deep Structures campaign here, and it was actually really going really good in terms of costs. This is around 10 cents per conversion. And the campaign, actually, I used in total of around $520 on this campaign. And this resulted in, over its lifetime, 428,000 streams. Now, I have to say that this is just one of my tracks. So I haven't had any tracks doing this good, and this is just the only track that is been performing like this. So you can see there that I'm sort of getting like 500, 600 streams. It tops out like that. Go down to like 300-400. It's sort of been growing around here. But you can see now it's starting to roll off. So it's it's not getting as much streams as it used to, but it still gets like 230 streams here. So it's still sort of, the tail is still earning some money in streams. And if I didn't do the promotion here on Facebook, this would probably never happen with this track if I just released it and didn't do anything. Then we have another track, it's called Glow. This performed pretty good as well. You can see here, I started promoting it here just a little bit. And I thought that, it's not working that good. And around here, I pushed up the budget. I thought I just want to try it. It got a real push here, actually. So it got into some algorithmic playlists and stuff like that. You can see sort of the tail here. It's been having a few days with like 1,500 streams, but it's not like much. But it's been settling down here on like 500, 600, 700 on good days, like 800, 400, 600. You can see that it's going like 500 per day, 700. So it's have 115,000 streams right now, and this is a track that I didn't think was going to actually be sort of a good track, but I thought I can try it, and it worked. But we can see here on Glow, this is the campaign. I actually used a lot of money promoting it. I actually used $1,000, and that's because my cost per result here was like 14 cents. So it was really cheap promoting it, and I was also, of course, using mostly tier 1 countries. But we can also take a look at some tracks that I don't think did quite well. For example, Serpents. This is a newly released track. It was released this year. But I just noticed something today, actually. So if we look at streams, 12 months, I have been promoting it here, and then it just died off and nothing was happening, and I just stopped the promotion. But if you see here, it's been moving up again, and I don't promote it. So, but I am gaining streams. If we click on 28 days, so it's like 150, 200 streams here. But if you see here, 300, and it's sort of, one day it was 760, and then it's sort of been settling here on 350 streams. So it has 20,500 streams now. So sometimes I sort of don't really understand what is happening. Yeah, this one also got on Discover Weekly actually, just recently. That's a playlist you wanted to get on, but it seems like radio is the one that drives most of the streams now, not really Discover Weekly. And we also have other songs. One that did not perform good at all, I think, was Expanse. So I don't know how much I used on promoting that Expanse. I used, okay, I didn't use much actually. I just used like $80 because the costs per conversion here was pretty high, $4. Oh, no, not $4, 40 cents, sorry. So, but you know, it still gets streams. So it gets like 80, 100, it gets streams every day. So like if you have 200 tracks, I mean, if you have 200 tracks that get this kind of streams, and this is actually going up. Huh, cool. Didn't know that until now. You sort of have an income or a full-time income, or I don't know if that's a full-time income, $3,000 to $4,000. It's you can maybe live on that here in Norway, but it's going to be tight. So you can see that I have like 10 tracks which are sort of doing okay. I would say like 2, 3 are sort of doing, yeah, good in my opinion. Yeah, that's what's happening when you're promoting your music. They're sort of taking their own life afterwards. And you know, when you're promoting other tracks in your catalog, people often also want to check out your other music, and you sort of get some more streams in addition to that. But I want to show you a campaign that is not working at all for me, because I want to show that part as well in music promotion. I have a track called High 99. It actually released this day. So if you want to support what I'm doing, and if you don't want to press subscribe or, you know, buy stuff, go and stream this track. It's called High 99. Anyways, so I have different ads here. I'm testing progressive house, trance music, house music, all of these different genres. And you can sort of see here, if it's 38, that's like $3, $3.8. So here's $3.6. And you can see that I am having, so if we look at the most results here, so 7 results, so it's got down to $1.8, here's $2.5, so it was really expensive, and I've never seen numbers like this. It usually starts out on like $1 for me and goes down, but this was actually really expensive, so I just scrapped this campaign. I don't know if I did something wrong with the setup, and I created a new campaign here now, which is going, and it's been so this has gotten 1 result. I just wanted to try with 1 ad, but this is really expensive. That's $1.50. You don't want that, but I have to wait for a few more results, and I'm going to try some other ad creatives here as well to see if it works. And if it doesn't work, I will actually stop this campaign, because I want to get the cost per conversion down to at least below 20 cents. I don't think it's working if I don't have it below 20 cents. I just want to show you my DistroKid, what happens just with the payouts. So you can see that I'm actually getting paid here. So in April I got paid $230. So I used this in today's budget. I actually used this as well. So 4th of April, $230. March 10th, 192, and January 2025, $244, and January 2025, 153, December 118, 105, and then you can see October, September was actually $50, $47. So it's been going up. These are actually when I did not run any promotion. I actually went a half of a year without promoting anything, and these are the payments from when I'm not promoting any of my tracks. So fun stuff. I hope this gives you at least some insights in how this is at least working for me. I don't regret spending money on promotion because it took a completely dead streaming presence on the internet to giving me fans and engagement. That said, I'm trying to keep costs under control, and that means that some tracks just won't cut it. That's also why it takes a while to get a return on investment, because each track I release, it's just not a banger, and yeah, you have to live with that. And I am actually running a promotion now with a new release, and as far as I have seen now, it's not working at all. I'm doing some final tests now on my release, but I'm considering actually cutting it off completely, because I think I've used $200 on it, and I just can't get the costs down, and that's basically my music, or that track is actually not working. So it's not all, it doesn't always work, and of course when you have a track that costs a lot to promote to, that will cut into your earnings and your return in investment, obviously. Yeah, so get this working, you need to have good enough music, you need to learn how to set up effective ads, and you also really need to have control over your costs. And of course, in the end, it's all about the music, and if the music doesn't work, nothing of this will work. Yeah, I think there's a lot of other ways to promote your music, making content and focusing on, for example, making TikToks, Instagram Reels, stuff like that, or organic content, I mean, which you don't really promote. It's a thing. I have tried some stuff is working, some stuff is not working, so I am not going that way. I am only focusing on ads, because I don't really have time to do anything else. Yeah, as long as it is working, as long as I see that trend moving slowly to a positive return on investment, I will keep doing this. But don't take this video as a promise from me that, yeah, you can just do this promotion and it will work. See, if you look at my numbers, I am not having a return on investment yet. It's been 3 years. It's a lot of money. But of course, I also see it as an investment in myself. It's not necessarily always about the return on investment. Even though we are talking about this in this video, it's also about growing the presence online. It's about growing your Instagram profile. It's about getting fans. And you know, if you already have fans and you release new music, obviously they are going to listen to it. So it's sort of like investing your money in mutual funds or index funds or something like that. You don't see any earnings the first years. In a while, you might see some, income from it, or engagement, or whatever. Yeah, that's my current status on music promotion. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.